I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we'll analyze vertical asymptote and infinite limits. The question is, check the discontinuity and state the equation of any vertical asymptote for the function f of x equals to x over x square minus 4. Conduct a limit test to determine the behavior of the curve on either side of the asymptote. I have taken up 3 or 4 questions which are kind of similar, and in every solution I'll provide you with slightly different kinds of approaches. Adopt the one which you like. Now the question here is to find vertical asymptote, that is the first part. So the equation is f of x equals to x square minus 4, which you could write as x over x plus 2 times x minus 2, right? Now clearly for vertical asymptote, denominator should be 0, and that gives us two possible solutions, that the vertical asymptotes could be at x equals to minus 2 or at plus 2, right? So we have two vertical asymptotes for the given function. Now second part of this function is, of this question is, conduct a limit test to determine behavior of the curve on either side of asymptote. Now we know clearly that at vertical asymptote the value of the function approaches infinity as x approaches minus 2 or plus 2. Now we need to make sure whether it approaches plus infinity or minus infinity. Now to check that, what we can do is we can make a kind of a table. We have two asymptotes. So first one, let us say, is at x equals to minus 2. The other one is at x equals to plus 2. Now on either side of these asymptotes we can test for points, right? Now on the left side of minus 2 we can think about a number line, right? So we have 0 in between. So on the left side of minus 2 we could take a value as minus 2.1. On the right side we can take minus 1.9. On the left side of 2 we can take a value. Let me take this right x equals to 2 here. On the left side of 2 we could take a value 1.9, and on the right side means greater than 2 we can take a test value of 2.1, right? So these are our test points. Now at each test point we can check these factors. So I'm just making table to help us find whether we have a negative sign or a positive sign, correct? So these are the test points, and the factors for us are x, and then we have x plus 2 and x minus 2. So these are the three factors. If I substitute minus 2.1 I get negative here. If I substitute negative 1.9 I get a negative value. For positive values for x we get positive value. In case the factor is x plus 2, then negative 2.1 will give me negative result, but taking away negative 1.1 will give me positive results, and these will be positive. And if the value is for the factor x minus 2, here we'll get negative. This one will also be negative, but 2.1 minus 2 will give us a positive value, correct? Now analyzing or multiplying these three factors, multiplication division is kind of same operation. You can very clearly see that these three are negative, so it will result in negative, right? So this will result in negative. Here the result is positive. 2 negatives result is positive, 1 negative result is negative. So we can very clearly see from this that limit of the function f of x as x approaches negative 2 from the left side is equals to negative infinity. That is what it is, correct? And we can say limit of the function f of x as x approaches negative 2 from the right side is equals to positive infinity. That is how we can write this, right? Similarly on this side we can say limit of the function f of x as x approaches 2 from left side is equals to positive infinity, and limit of the function f of x as x approaches 2 from the right side is equals to negative infinity. You get the idea, right? So that is how we can find behavior of the graph or curve of the function near the vertical asymptotes, right? If you have to sketch it, let me make a small sketch here to show these things. We do have two vertical asymptotes. One is at plus 2, the other one is at minus 2, right? So these are my two vertical asymptotes, minus 2 and plus 2. This is x-axis, this is my function f of x, correct? Now we are saying that when the function approaches minus 2 from the left side, then it is going to negative infinity. On this side towards positive infinity. Do you see that? Here inside is going to positive infinity, and on the right side it is approaching negative infinity. So that is the behavior of the curve for the function, correct? You can actually sketch the function. You can see here the horizontal asymptote is x equals to 0. As an added exercise, I'd like you to analyze horizontal asymptote and check whether the function approaches horizontal asymptote from above or below as x approaches positive infinity or negative infinity. Let that be a question for you to try. Thank you and all the best.